everybody. I'm gonna face this way because I have a problem with my tooth and I'm like really swollen. I have an appointment today to go fix it, but I'm a big pussy balls when it comes to the dentist. There's nothing scares me more. I'd rather see a dead spirit than have to go to the dentist. But I knew I had to go a while back. I didn't go, and now the problem has gotten worse. So, and don't eat corn nuts because that's what I was eating that caused the chip, the problem. But I thought it would go away. I don't know. I thought my tooth would magically grow back. It didn't. Suffice to say, and I'm really swollen. But thank God I've got a huge, very high threshold for pain. But look, you can see. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty swollen right here. But I'm not in pain, so nobody worry. I should be, but I don't feel it. So, but back to the whole, I think the susto thing I want to finish. I know I said I would finish a part of what you guys can do and whatnot. So I'm going to give you guys a few solutions here because some people don't live near a healer. Some people live in parts of the world where there's no botanica. Some people can't afford to have somebody do the cleansing, or whatever for them. So if you are in that category, or sometimes also there's a language barrier, you know what I mean? It's usually Latinos and a lot of them don't speak English, or it's very broken and it makes it very hard when it's a straight, English speaking client that doesn't really understand. It makes it very difficult to understand each other. It causes a little bit of a barrier. So I'm gonna tell you guys some of the things you guys can do. If you feel that you have that, if you feel like the things I've mentioned, if you've been in a sudden car accident, if you've witnessed a violent crime, if you've experienced a sudden family or close death, if something out of the ordinary has taken place that has left you shook up, if you just got out of a toxic, physically violent relationship, if you walked in on something that you shouldn't have seen, maybe, I've had clients that you guys would freak out if I would tell you guys the things that I've had clients come to me with, and it's unfortunate, but it happens and it leaves them fucked because half their soul is gone. We all go through it. Happens to everybody. Western medicine would probably today call it anxiety, depression, and it is in a sense. They don't recognize it as a susto. That's completely, Latin cultured, but they do recognize it. It does have a lot of symptoms as anxiety or PTSD. A lot of soldiers must probably come back with that because they see such violent acts in front of them. You know what I mean? They come back with bits and pieces of them left where they were. Oh my God. So, when that happens, a healer, or not even, I don't want to say healer because I don't consider myself a healer. I'm just here to help. Pero una limpieza, una barrida, because it's like sweeping, okay? Everybody's got their own techniques. I don't necessarily recommend you do it on yourself, but you can, if necessary, then do what you have to do to feel better and to kind of get that back. But first thing off the bat, you're trying to coax your spirit, your guardian angel to come back, okay? You're trying to convince him to come back to you. Because technically, I feel you're both looking for each other, okay? They're stuck somewhere in an undefined reality, you know what I mean? Like some dimension in between, So they're also lost. So that's why, writing the name is important because then it connects you to them still. It's kind of like the dangers of astral traveling. That is very dangerous as well. I don't know much about that either, but I know my father does it really well. So you're gonna need a lot of white candles. This one is red, but I'm just giving you guys an example. It'll be one of these, the glass ones, but completely white, okay? You're gonna dedicate that to your guardian angel. We all have them, whether you believe in it or not. We're all assigned these patron guides, and that goes back to like the 5th century. Like that can be traced back to a long freaking time ago. So believe it, because it's real. I believe it. I can't tell you guys what to believe, but you got to know that you're never alone, okay? There is a team of spirits that you guys have with you, yes, but in that team, there is a guardian angel that's specifically assigned for you that got a little startled. So you're going to get a white candle. You can engrave your name in the wax. In this case, I wrote this client's name once. Don't dump out the wax when it comes out, okay? Leave the wax in the candle. And you're just gonna poke one hole. If the candle's like room temperature, it should be easy. I usually get a pencil and I just, all the way as far as I can go down. You can put a little bit of, I happen to have some that are, it's called Angel, but it's really, really pure. So I usually dilute it with another oil. Or you can just use myrrh or sandalwood. Ouch. Or, I would even do, even almond would be good as well. You guys can do one of those. If you don't have any, then just use regular olive oil. Just 3 drops. More is not stronger. Believe me, it will fuck up the candle. Just 3 little drops, okay? After doing that, if you have some silver flakes, you may want to sprinkle it on top as well. O le pones cascarilla. You can sprinkle that on top, cascarilla. Then you're gonna light that, and that's, meditate on that for a second. Pray, ask your guardian angel, that you're looking for them, that you're, to please come in and connect with you, to come back. Ouch. Now, for the cleansing portion, okay, maybe I'm in a little bit of pain. One second, guys. Okay, you are gonna have to have some hot coal, like as if you're gonna burn incense. And incense is also great as well. I highly recommend burning incense. Like I said, that's how we call the spirits, through the smell. So you're gonna want to have like copal. Copal's the one I use. Copal, incenso de iglesia, which is the church incense. Emma. You can even use the frankincense as well. Oh, you can also put frankincense in the candle. It's either frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, or almond, if you have. If not, olive oil, like I said. It's the recap. Okay. After that, the stone, the alum, la piedra alumbre. It looks, I left it in my bag the day I left from that girl's house where I did the work. So I don't have any with me right now to show you, but it looks like a crystal quartz. Like they have them really big, and then they have them kind of like circular, like little stones. Alum, A-L-U-M, in rock form, okay? You're gonna get that. And you're gonna use that to cleanse yourself on top, like in your energy, your aura. It doesn't have to touch you. It could if you want to. You can do it like it's soap all over, okay? And you have to be praying. You have to want to feel better, okay? So because everything has a spirit in it, okay? Everything is some type of vibration. So believe that, through your mouth comes your soul, like when you breathe, it's your essence, okay? I usually have my clients do that on the egg when I do the egg cleanse. But anyways, so once you've swept from the top down with that alum, you're gonna put that on a hot piece of coal. Let that melt, because that will reveal. And for me, most of the time, I mean, it's pretty clear. It'll show a person, it'll show a number, it'll show like a whole scene. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And that will help the client remember if they don't on their own, okay? And también ahí atrapa whatever it is that's on you. You'll see faces, you'll see energy, like you'll see it. You got to see it to believe it. And let that burn out, let that melt on its own. It'll finish when it's finished. But while that's going, then you want to get like a bundle of herbs. You can do the egg. I don't recommend cracking the egg if you don't know how to read it. You could, but once you do that, don't play with it for too long, okay? Get rid of that as soon as you can. Flush it down the toilet. Flush twice and then cleanse that cup. It's got to be in a clear cup, a clear glass cup. But if you don't know how to read it, then just bag it up in a paper bag, take it to a crossroads, leave it with three coins and walk away. Or you can throw it at a tree, but I don't recommend that either. I do sometimes, but in this case, I don't want you guys to do that. So either leave it at a crossroads, or if you want to see what it looks like, you can crack it in a cup. Don't leave it any more than 10 minutes and then flush that down the toilet. Okay, so with that, you can use the herbs. I usually bundle them and tie them with red string. So that's me, that's how I do it. And then I have the egg, but I use my chicken. I use her eggs, so that's how I get down with that. You want to run that egg under cold water for just a second. You can cleanse it with Florida water. You can put manteca de corojo, cascarilla, kind of cover it with that. And then with the bundle of ruda, albahaca, hierbabuena también, rosemary, any one of those. Sábila también, you can use that. That's what I use for that. You're not gonna do any lavender, no sage. I don't work with sage in that sense. You could, if it makes you feel better, you can cleanse the room with the incense like that, but I don't use that unless it's in the plant form, like sábila, the ovatalas, I use it for that. You could do that as well. So I grab a couple, enough to make a good sized bundle, and then you can dip that in holy water, okay? Hold it all together with the egg. I don't touch anything without cascarilla on my hand, so I cover myself with it, and then I grab it, and then I start. You start up here, because you got to start where the soft spot is on the babies. That's where we begin. So you're going to start. You can say any prayer. Our Father, act of contrition. I'm sorry, not the act of contrition. I know that one, but the Apostles' Creed is the one I like the most. I say that one and Our Father several times, over and over. I say my own prayers as well. And then I start. And then I just start to go, I sweep the energy out, and I take your time. I mean, and if you're focused, you will see where the darker spots are and where the holes are. Go with your instinct, go with what your gut's telling you. By the time you finish preparing, before you begin, you'll already be in a certain trance. You know what I'm saying? Ouch. So then, once you start here, you start going down. When you get to the back of the neck, you make a cross. I usually make a cross on the back as well. I do it on the bottom of the feet, above the knees, on top of the feet in the front. I do it right here in the forearms. And I do it. Ay, coño. ¿Verdad que esto duele? And that's it. And then I usually focus on the parts that you feel needed, like over the eyes, over the mouth, and the back of the neck. You know what I mean? Places that have that vulnerability to speak the most evil, or to let things out or in, okay? Everything. Have your client, if you're doing it for somebody, or you're going to do it like with your husband or your wife, stand up on newspaper. You can do a circle con cascarilla en el piso, or on the newspaper, and you just stand with your arms out, okay? You have to get the underarms, you have to have them have their legs a little bit apart as well, so you can get in. And then you have them pick up their feet, and you do the cross on it. The palms of their hands, I usually do crosses on there as well. I do it on top, finger by finger, okay? Really don't leave any stone unturned. If you do it twice, if you got to do a second go, you do it twice. Start back up here, start with the prayers again. Once that's done, you can have a separate bundle if you want, just a smaller one with holy water there, and that's the one you're going to sprinkle the holy water on them with, or on yourself. You can just do it from the top and let it go down. If not that, I have other things I do, but since this is something for you guys to do, I'm not going to say that. That's something I do when I do the cleanses. You can put everything in a paper bag, okay? Leave the paper bag, shut it, like fold it down and keep it closed. Leave that there with the candle, okay? The candle you have going. Once you finish cleaning up everything, go ahead and take that to a crossroads, and leave it there with your 3 coins, and don't look back. If you are doing the egg in a cup, where you're going to have a glass of water there regardless, but if you're doing it where you're going to put the egg in it, okay, that's fine. Leave the paper bag with the herbs and stuff in it. Whatever trash gets left over, leave it in that paper bag. And the egg can go in the toilet. Flush the eggshell down the toilet as well. Okay? So, already have the coins in the paper bag, so you don't have to reopen it and let that back out. Okay? Dress in white when you're done. Dress lightly. If you're not in white, at least wear a white undershirt. Your skin needs to be touching white. Okay? I'm gonna go, guys, because the more I talk, the more it hurts. But I'll be back, okay? Take care of your teeth. Don't let that shit happen. I love you guys. Bye. Recap. Okay, you're gonna need a clear glass of water with water in it from the, la pila, nice and cool. Okay, an alum rock, a rock of alum. You're gonna need holy water. You're going to need an egg. You're going to need cascarilla. You're going to need a white little tablecloth, a handkerchief. I don't care what it is as long as it's white. You can even use a t-shirt as long as it's white. I mean, you gotta be creative. You gotta do what you gotta do to show that you're trying. A white candle, like this kind, but white. If you want to prepare the candle yourself, like I said, you can carve your name one time with your date of birth on it. Just once is fine. I'm not gonna get tricky in there. You could do it once, or you can put it on a piece of paper and put it underneath the candle. Whatever works for you, whatever's easier, on a piece of like brown paper bag. You're going to need a brown paper bag, not ripped, a separate one, like a lunch bag. You're going to need, I believe that's it. Oh, a bundle of herbs and red string. So you're gonna need ruda, which is rue, rosemary. You can use all of them or you can use one, whatever you have available. Rosemary, rue, basil. Si tienen albahaca morada también, but I don't know. You know what, let me just keep it simple. Rosemary, rue, basil. You can even use bay leaves, okay? Like the fresh ones that come with the stem still, you can use that. I use that as a backbone to the bundle that I do. Tie it together. You can make 2 bundles, tie it together with red string. Manteca de corojo, or like I said earlier, cascarilla. Okay, once you have everything laid out, you're gonna pray to your guardian angel. You're gonna dedicate that candle to them, okay? That's going. That cup is right in front. That cup is gonna be used if you're done, if you wanna crack the egg in it. If not, then you can put the egg in the bag and leave it as is. You don't have to crack it. If you don't know how to read it, don't freak yourself out, don't do it. It's not necessary. Either way, that's already absorbed in, okay? Now, once you have that, that's it. So then once you crack, if you choose to crack the egg, okay, that's fine. Leave it there no more than 10 minutes, dump it out in the toilet, give it 2 good flushes. That needs to get cleansed with like holy water or salt water. Clean it really well once you're done. Don't ever use that to drink. That has to be for cleanses only afterwards. Okay, you're gonna need coal, the little rock of coal for incense, and incense. So you can go by copal, which is the one I use. Copal, frankincense, or even the 3 Kings, or even the church incense. Any one of those is fine. You can buy them in a little bag. If you don't have it, you can contact me. I will send it out to you. And that's what you're gonna need. Okay, so if I made any